All right, so I'm going to have you guys work through exercise 9-8 together with me as I do it on my Excel sheet. I'm going to have you guys do it in your handouts. It's page 331 in your packet and page 407 in your text. Okay, so 331 in your handout, 407 in your textbook, clear down at the bottom. So your problem is for Toby Company, and it shows the following transactions. So I think you guys are going to really like using a sales journal. It actually really simplifies the process a lot. In the sales journal, you're actually going to be making one entry, because if you notice over here, when we make this entry, when we post, we're actually going to post it into accounts receivable, and we're also going to post it into sales. Oops, I need to change this though. This should be sales credit here. All right, so we're just going to work through our transactions here on March 6th. All right, so on March 6th, go ahead and put my date in. We sold merchandise on account to Osborne Incorporated, invoice 1128 for $563.17. So again, I think you're going to really like the setup of the sales journal. So invoice number 1128, our customer's name is Osborne Incorporated. Okay, for right now, we're not going to do anything with our post reference because we're not actually posting these quite yet. And then our amount is $563.17. So really quite simple. All right, on the 14th, we sold merchandise on account to Ortiz Company. So again, just following the same procedures here. On the 14th, invoice 1129, Ortiz Company, for $823.50. So again, you guys should be recording these in your worksheets that you got given to you today. On the 20th, if you notice, one thing to remember though, when we're using a sales journal, this is only when we sell on account. Okay, if we were to sell for cash, it would have to go into our general journal, or in the future maybe a different one. But again, keep in mind this special journal can only be used for sales on account. Okay, so our invoice number is 1130. Bailey Corporation. And our total was $2,350.98. And then the last transaction the book gives you is on the 24th. Invoice 1131. Sold merchandise on account to Shannon Corporation. Invoice, or sorry, $1,547.07. All right, so we do need to, at this point, let me see. We're going to go ahead and we're just going to practice this, because when we are fully into this, we're going to go ahead and we are going to need to total this. Okay, so March has 31 days, I believe. We're going to go ahead and total. And I'm just going to use my formulas here. You guys will have to do the math on your own here when you're working on your own. I'm on the wrong line. Okay, so we're not going to do anything with our total yet. We will again Like I said, moving forward, we will need to total this sales journal because we will be posting this total. But for the sake of today, we're going to go ahead and actually, I'm sorry, we do need to go ahead and post the total into our general ledger here. So if you think about, or if you look at this, notice we have an accounts receivable debit and we have a sales credit. So instead of posting each one of these separately into accounts receivable 4 different times, we are just going to go ahead and grab this total, and then we're going to come down here. Typically on a test, these 2 documents would be separate pages. I put them together just because that's how the book had it. So accounts receivable debit. So we need to just take our total again. This is going to save us some time from posting each one of these separately. We're just going to take that total. You can see it's a debit here in our accounts receivable. We're going to go ahead and we're going to debit. If you notice, it didn't grab the total, shoot. Oh, darn it. So my total is $5,284.72. Okay, so if you notice that there's already a balance in our general ledger, hopefully you guys remember from when we posted, I know it's been a while, but how we post into our ledgers. So we're going to do here at the end of the month on the 31st. Okay, this is journal page number 24. I know that because the book told me. Okay, so we're going to say J24 for our post reference number. Okay, we don't put anything in here. Sorry, I had to backtrack a little bit. I had a couple things mixed around on my ledgers here. Okay, so now I have everything correct. So my post reference was J24. That came from Sales Journal, page 24. And I'm actually going to fix one more thing. We're actually going to say SJ24 because it's our sales journal. Okay, nothing goes into your item. Our total was a debit, so we're going to go ahead and add our previous balance because we're debiting a debit. I'm just not having luck today, am I? All right, so our new balance in our accounts receivable, $7,735.11. So again, if you notice, I'm just taking the total and posting it into my accounts receivable. Okay, I also have to take the same total and bring it into my sales as a credit. So we're going to come down to our sales journal here. Again, we're on the 31st. This is sales journal, so SJ, page 24. Nothing for the item number. And remember, this is going to be a credit of that same amount, $5,284.72. Okay, and now we're crediting a credit, so we need to add to get our updated total for our sales account. So now that you guys have done the sales journal portion of it along with me, your assignment is to complete exercise 9-10, just the sales journal at the top. So it'll be page 334 in your worksheet, and then just flip the page and it's on page 408 in your textbook. So using what you learned on the work together, okay, you needed to fill this out on your worksheets as well. So exercise 9-8, you should have done along with me. Your assignment now is the first part of exercise 9-10, just that top part of the sales journal. Okay, you will not be posting this time. All you're doing is actually completing the sales journal.